I'm Ben. I started working here at Archer Steelwork and Cladding back in 2004. This is a family business that my dad set up very, very long time ago, and we want to carry on his name and carry on his legacy.
I'm Pete, I'm Ben's dad, I'm the founder of the company. I started the company about 47 years ago when I was 20, after doing 4 years apprenticeship.
What made me get into this industry? My dad mainly, you know, it is a family business that he'd set up on his own, and it felt right for me. I love building things, and he was already building stuff. I followed in his footsteps and wanted to be like my dad.
Archers is different because we tend to have an eye for detail and build quality buildings. I like to think that the quality of the building, the quality of the build, will be long remembered after the cost is forgotten.
I went to Burton Tech College to learn fabrication, welding, procedures, up to MVQ level 3 advanced diploma. And it just so happened to be the same college that my dad went to. And it also happened to be one of the colleges that we'd built pretty much most of the buildings on as well.
We've got an attitude here as there's no such thing as no can do. All of our people are to give a response of there's no problem. And it's far more comforting to hear a subcontractor say there's no problem than hear the contractor say no can do. Quite frankly, I don't want no can do people around me. There's a phrase I use quite often that I've learned, and I call it DTTB. DTTB is what I call designed to the bone. I find that so often we're faced with people trying to save a few pennies when they're wasting thousands of pounds on the design of the building. We use a system whereby we use the lightest section that will pass the structural criteria and then pick the next one up. So our buildings are designed with maximum efficiency and maximum strength and with the minimum of extra costs.
A lot of our work is site-based as well as workshop-based. So now it was my time to become steel erector. I wasn't travelling to work, I was getting picked up in a van and travelling around the country for the remainder of my employment. And, you know, this was a part of the journey for me where, you know, I needed to learn how to put these steel frames up that I've been fabricating in the workshop, and learning how everything's connecting together on site, and learning the site setup and learning how to use different types of machines. And that was such a brilliant part of the journey. And it's something that my dad's done when he was an apprentice and when he went onto site. So it's the same sort of journey that he's been through. And it's nice to go through the same footsteps. If you were to ask me what our three most prestigious contracts were, I would say probably firstly was the NASA project for Mars rover. We were the chosen contractor to build the new production facility for the Mars rover buggies that are going to Mars. When I was much younger, we were the chosen contractor to do the work on the Rossau Dam project in St Lucia, which is a dirty, horrible job, and somebody had to visit it regularly, and unfortunately I was the one. The third one would be the famous one at Piccadilly Circus, where the structural steelwork is curved around the top of the building to form the basis of this illuminated sign, and that's one of our contracts that we put in. Quite often when we were doing steel frame buildings, I'd stop on and I'd be working with my cladding installers on the roofs, doing the safety netting, edge protection, and loading out all of the packs of the roof materials and all the walls and all the flashings, and getting my head around that side of the business before eventually becoming part of the office team, where my learning curve was going to be very steep. So that's pretty much the full circle of my training, really, that I put myself through to become not just somebody that's in the office that can price jobs up or, you know, somebody that's been on the floor, somebody that's worked from the bottom up.
Generally, we find ourselves taking on tasks that other contractors either start and can't finish, or other contractors come to us because they know that we are the problem solvers. And as such, we get involved in contracts that are difficult and hard to do, and we love it.
In the office, my training then was become an estimator, and I really enjoyed that part of the business as well. You know, pricing a job and then going to meet the client, closing a deal, doing the handshake and doing the pre-start meeting. It was a massive sense of achievement when you land your first job. We've done some really challenging projects, quite a lot that many other contractors would probably step away from. But that's where, you know, we thrive at taking on the challenges and taking on the unwanted and making it work. With our company, we have to take on different accreditations to win different types of work, and this is something that we take a great deal of respect for with our CE marking on execution class 3 projects, execution class 2 projects.
And my son Ben joined the company after leaving school, and we put him on an apprenticeship straight away, which he took to like a duck to water. Ben came on at a very early age and started showing his authority and the fact that he was a very good fabricator. When Ben talking about what sites he's running and what he's doing, he knows because he's off the spanners, and he's got burns on his hands, the same as all people that know what we're talking about. My son Ben and his team are doing very, very well, and they've embraced all of my qualities that I like to see built into the company, and they're very, very good at it, and I'm pleased to endorse them.
Bring the family name back from what it was historically of Archer's structures and Archer fabrications. Now's my opportunity to bring it back, and we do a lot of steelwork, roofing and cladding, and we want to be known for doing steelwork, roofing and cladding, and that should be on the title. So Archer's Steelwork, Roofing and Cladding Limited just felt right, and I'm proud to be the person that's brought the name back. And yeah, that's the future for us, and we just want everybody to come back to that household name of Archers, because nothing's changed. We're all the same people.